Hey guys, what's going on? It's Uncle Tone. How you guys doing? Today I'm going to have my full review for you guys on the Samsung Galaxy S2, which seems kind of weird to say. I've gotten so used to doing iPhone videos that I say anything else now and it just seems kind of weird. The first time I shot this I actually said iPhone. So there you go. Cool beans. This one is the unlocked international version of the Galaxy S2. Before we get into it, I want to thank the very cool people, specifically Mike, over at MobileJaw for sending this over to me for review. I really do appreciate it. I've been wanting to try this one for a little while now. This one has been touted as the best Android phone on the market. I'm always interested in the best anything on the market, really. So, big thanks to Mike for sending this over. Without further ado, let's get into it. This one does feature an ARM Cortex A9 processor, 1.2 gigahertz, dual core with 1 gigabyte of RAM. So basically, this one's a screamer. I've been using this one as my main device for the past week, and I can tell you that it is a screamer. It is really, really fast. It has 16 gigabytes of built-in storage, with a micro SD card slot that supports up to an additional 32. So theoretically speaking, you could have up to 48 gigabytes of storage on this device, which is kind of cool because it does support FLAC files as well. So if you're a hardcore music listener and you need your FLAC files, this will play them. So you might need that 48 gigabytes of space though, because FLAC files are huge. Anyway, there's certainly plenty of storage available on the device. It does have a 4.3 inch Super AMOLED Plus display at 800 by 480 resolution. It's pretty darn nice. We'll get into more of that in just a minute. Front facing camera is a 2 megapixel VGA camera at 640 by 480 resolution. Pretty suitable for video calls, and you can shoot video with it too if you like. Take still shots, shoot video, that kind of thing. Not super high quality, but 640 by 480 VGA is pretty darn good for a front-facing camera. The rear-facing camera is, of course, 8 megapixels. It shoots full 1080p HD video, and it does have a built-in LED flash. The flash can actually be turned on while you're shooting video, so you can actually use this to shoot video at night. And the results are pretty darn good, actually. I'm going to do a separate video from this one on the video quality from the Galaxy S2, and I'll upload that to my channel separately. So if you're interested in that, that video will come up after this one, so make sure you look out for that as well. Cool beans. Let's go ahead and pop the back open. That about covers everything on the outside of the phone. Anyway, you do have your headphone jack on the top, your power button on the side, which has taken me some getting used to, incidentally. There is a secondary mic here at the top, right beside the headphone jack. Down here at the bottom, you have your micro USB port, as well as your other microphone, and the volume rocker is, of course, on the other side. There's also this small hole right here on the side, above the volume rocker, and I have no idea what that is for. I did a quick little Google search looking for ports and stuff on the Galaxy S2, and I really have no clue what that little cutout is for. So if any of you guys know, leave me a comment right down there in the comment box and let me know what that little tiny hole is for, because I have no clue. There you go. Inside you'll find your battery. It is a 1650 milliamp hour battery. Battery life was pretty darn decent. I'll get into more of that again in just a minute. Here is your micro SD card slot. It is spring loaded. I have a 4 gigabyte card in there right now. It's the only one I happen to have handy, and combine that with the 16 gigabytes of built-in storage, and 20 gigs was plenty for what I was using. There's your SIM card slot there. I'm using a SIM card adapter. In case you guys are wondering what that plastic thing is there, I'm using the SIM from my iPhone 4. Since this is the unlocked version, I can use this on Rogers, but I do have a micro SIM for my iPhone 4, so that is simply just a SIM card adapter. Nothing particularly fancy there. I picked it up on eBay for like $8. So there you go. Let's go ahead and pop the battery back in. One thing you're going to notice when you take this back battery cover off is it is ridiculously thin. Every time I took the battery cover off this thing, I was afraid I was going to break this because it is really, really thin. But once you put the battery cover back on the device, or onto the phone, I guess, I don't know why I keep calling it the device. It's the device. Once you put the battery cover back onto the phone, build quality seems really, really good. It feels really solid in your hand. It doesn't feel cheap or you know, flimsy or anything like that. It's fairly lightweight, but it has a nice amount of heft to it. It's quite comfortable, actually, and build quality seems really, really good. So there you go. Let's go ahead and fire it up. And while it's firing it up, I forgot to mention when I was talking about the display, this is a Gorilla Glass display. I do have a screen shield on it anyway. I'm a better safe than sorry kind of guy. But it is a Gorilla Glass display. So it should be pretty durable and pretty tough. There is your Super AMOLED Plus display, which is really, really nice. The colors really pop, and it's just a gorgeous display. I'm going to zoom in here just a little bit for you guys, and we'll go ahead and swipe up to unlock it, and there is your home screen. It has taken me some getting used to use this 4.3-inch display. I'm used to the 3.5-inch screen on the iPhone, and this thing just seems massive to me. If you're a person with small hands, you might want to consider a device with a slightly smaller screen. The screen is nice. The only issue I really had with it was the actual size of a display. It is difficult to use with one hand, reaching over here to the other side, particularly when texting. If you're trying to text with one hand, you end up kind of holding it like this, laying it on your fingers. And I always felt somewhat nervous that I was going to drop it. So that's something to be aware of. If you have smaller hands, this will be a two-handed device for you. So just to make you aware of that. And here we have the UI itself. This does feature Samsung's TouchWiz 4.0 UI, which is an improvement over the previous Samsung UI. I never used 3.0, but I mean, I saw a few videos on it and stuff, and it was widely regarded as not very good. They have made some significant improvements here in the 4.0 UI, and with the help of that dual-core processor, it is blazing fast. So I had no real issues with using it. Go ahead and open up the applications folder here, and as you can see, everything pretty much loads instantly. It is really, really fast. That dual-core processor definitely makes things really, really zippy and really fast, as well as that 1 gig of RAM. Call quality on this device, I don't make a lot of phone calls, but I did make some using this device to test the call quality, and I would say it's average to slightly above average. People I was speaking to said I sounded about the same as I always did. Everybody sounded about the same to me as they normally do, so I would say call quality is pretty average. Signal was great. I didn't have any trouble getting signal in any areas where I'd gotten signal before. Reception seemed about the same, maybe slightly better than my iPhone. So I would say slightly better than my iPhone. So, you know, call quality is very good. If that's an issue for you, no need to worry about it. It is just fine. Moving on to the actual speed of the device itself. This thing is blazing fast, as I mentioned earlier in this video. Let's go ahead and launch the internet browser and just give you guys a quick idea of how quickly things load here. Let's head over to my YouTube channel. Hang on one sec. Okay, here we go. Here's my YouTube channel right here in my history, so we'll go ahead and hit that and zip over to my YouTube channel. And as you can see, this is the desktop version, and it loaded very, very quickly. I'm on my home Wi-Fi here right now, but as you can see, scrolling is really, really nice. Zooming in and out is not a problem. There's none of that pixelation, checkerboard pattern, or anything like that. It does load really, really quickly. It also does support playing video. I can actually play videos from my channel right here on the device itself. And as you can see, they play just fine. Scroll down here a little bit, hit play, and as you can see, it's playing just fine. So there you go. Cool beans. Overall, I would have to say that this is probably the first Android phone I have used that I would consider using on a daily basis. I've had no real issues with it. Battery life is, of course, you know, a con for most Android devices, being that Android supports true multitasking in that when you close an application, it doesn't stop running unless you kill it. So you're going to need some sort of task manager. I have a simple basic task manager installed here, and it allows me to, you know, check what apps are running here. I have the internet running right now. I can go ahead and close that and check the RAM, see how much RAM is being used, and I can clear the memory. And that just closed 16 applications that were using the RAM. Using a simple task manager like that will significantly extend your battery life. The first day I got this, I wasn't using the task manager, and I was playing games and playing with it and so on and so forth. Testing. I was testing it. That's what I was doing. And I blew through the battery in about 3.5 hours or so, something like that. I just slaughtered it. But since using the task manager, I have had no trouble making it through an entire day. So there you go. Just to give you guys an idea real quick before I sum things up, loading applications is just as quick on this as the internet browser is. Here's Clouds vs. Sheep. This is one of my newest favorite games for Android. Fiora absolutely loves this game. And we'll go ahead and click Start, load my game. And as you can see, load times are really, really quick. Does not take very long to load a game here whatsoever. There you go. You're done. You're playing in a matter of 10 seconds. Very, very awesome and very, very quick. So there you go. This is the first Android device I've used that I would consider using on a daily basis rather than my iPhone. It is awesome. It is blazing fast. Battery life is really good compared to most other Android devices. I would get 6 or 7 hours of use out of it. I'm a pretty heavy user, and I had no issues making it through the day with this. So there you go. Cool beans. That is pretty much going to do it for my review on the Samsung Galaxy S2. Very nice. Awesome job by the folks over there at Samsung. This is a great phone. It really comes down to personal preference. Do you want an iPhone or do you want an Android phone? If you're in the market for an Android phone, I'd highly recommend the Galaxy S2. It's an outstanding phone. And there you go. Cool beans. That's pretty much going to do it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks again to Mike over at MobileJaw for sending this over to let me try it out. I really do appreciate it. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Cool beans. Rock on.